Welcome to the sunny shores of Cape Cod. It's another beautiful night for baseball, and the Bourne Braves are back in action.
Cape Cod Baseball League, where the best players from across the country come together and square off against one another.
Episode 27 of Tomahawk Talk, the Bourne Braves continued their domination of the first place Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Alongside Chris Jones, Troy Lynch, Liam Sullivan, I'm Kerry Crowley. Let's get right to it. Cody Sedlock, Chris, got his first start of the season tonight. His stuff was absolutely electric.
It was awesome to watch him, and he wasn't going with the strikeout game like we saw last time. He's getting a lot of early swings in the counts, a lot of easy ground balls to infielders, a lot of lazy fly balls to the outfield. For Sedlock, he just looked locked in on the hill tonight, and it's unfortunate he wasn't able to get the W.
Lee, and the Bourne Braves hitters kind of struggled in the early going against left-hander Nick Deeg, the ace from Central Michigan. But once the bullpen came in for the Harbor Hawks, this offense came to life yet again.
Yeah, the Braves jumped right onto the relief pitchers tonight. The Harbor Hawks kind of helped out the Braves with a few errors, kept the ball in the infield for the most part, a couple poking it through a little bit. But, they capitalized on some mistakes, and that's something that they weren't able to do in their past losses this week. So, they put the ball in play tonight, and good things happen.
There's things we always do on Tomahawk Talk. We have integrated T-Talk. We've integrated our Players of the Game segment. Troy, we might as well have a segment devoted to Nick Solak because every single night he makes impactful plays.
It's crazy. I mean, just the productiveness coming from Nick Solak. I mean, he does it all defensively. Tonight, again, it was offensively, and we say it time and time again, but another RBI, another multi-hit game. Nick Solak, he does it all, and if he wasn't on the Braves, I don't know what the Braves would do without him.
Nick Solak with his 8th multi-hit game of the season. We'll save more stats for him when we go to our Players of the Game segment. I'm sure someone will take him. But Troy had a chance to catch up with the star of the night. That was Illinois right-hander Cody Sedlock. Let's flip into that interview.
Thanks, Gary. Tonight I'm joined by tonight's starting pitcher, Cody Sedlock. Now, Cody, you're normally a closer for the Braves, but tonight you got your first start of the season. You got the 4-1 win over the Harbor Hawks. How did it feel?
It felt good. I do like starting more, and I do see myself as a starter. But, they swung at a couple bad pitches and got me out of some jams, so thankful for that. But
the last time we talked, you said you just learned how to throw a slider. Were you throwing that tonight, and was it working for you?
Yeah, it was working for me, but it was really, I threw a cutter, but I just took a little bit off of it, and now it's a slider. But yeah, I threw that, a couple counts and got soft contact off of it. So
your record now improves to 3-0 over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who was first place in the West Division. I mean, what is it playing against them that makes you guys want to win?
We step on the ball field and we can compete against anyone. We can win every game. We expect to win, and it doesn't really matter. If we're playing Hyannis or Wareham or anyone. So we played our game tonight and we came on top.
Thanks, Cody. Now back to the show.
All right, it's T-Talk time. Hashtag 2Ts if you're using T-Talk on Twitter. Chris Jones. A bizarre evening in Hyannis. It started out with Wi-Fi issues for the broadcasters, and it ended with an absolutely rabid Braves fan base chasing the second-place Braves down the Cape.
Yeah, the Hyannis press box, it was a mess tonight. I think Bob, the scorer, may have been the only one that was keeping it together up there. There was no music in between innings. The scoreboard was 2 or 3 pitches behind every batter. It was just a struggle. The PA guy was announcing Ryan Bolt after 2 pitches had been thrown in the at-bat. So, unfortunate, Hyannis didn't come to play today off the field. But you talked about the fan base. One of the best traveling fan bases of the year. Just getting on the Hyannis hitters, the pitching, rooting on the Braves. Just well done from the fans that made the trek.
Just such a great sight to see. Bob, the scorer, made the trek down to McKeon Park. You love to see that. I do want to say the hospitality at an all-time high, though, from the Hyannis broadcasters. Can't thank a guy like Chris Morales enough for what he does to help us set up.
And Bob had a job to do. 4 errors for Hyannis today.
Just can't get enough Bob on Tomahawk Talk.
Yeah. Any other comments about tonight's McKeon Park venture, guys?
I think Chris has said it all.
Their hot dogs were delicious.
Their hot dogs were delicious.
Hot dogs were delicious.
All right, it's time for our Players of the Game segment. If you also, before I switch things over, if you have thoughts on what went down here at McKeon Park tonight, hashtag 2Ts, T-Talk on Twitter. Chris Jones, your Player of the Game.
Man, I would have to go with Nick Solak, but I'm going to save it for one of you other guys to take him. I think Pete Alonso had a great game. He isn't going to get credit for RBIs in this ball game, but he had a ground ball after a strikeout in that inning, earlier in the inning. Able to get a ground ball to Robinson. He can't make the play, gets the lead run in for the Braves, and then late in the 9th inning, a single shot through the right side. Bolt, good base running, gets the third, and then the throw that's forced allows Bolt to come in and score. So Pete Alonso, I'll give him my player of the game.
Great choice. You were trying to go with the undervalued pick there, trying to surprise us. I know, Liam, that was your pick as well.
It was my pick.
I'm so sorry, Liam.
Totally
Wow.
okay, but
Wow.
you know, why don't you toss it to Troy? I'll come up with something on my feet.
All right, there's a guy named Cody
you want me to
Sedlock who
take
hasn't been
Nick
taken.
Yeah. I mean, I could take Cody Sedlock, the guy who I interviewed, but I'm not. I'm going to give my pick to Austin Conway. Came into the 9th inning, struck out the first 2 batters. He just made it look easy tonight, and he's definitely picked it up. He got a few days rest, and this is his second day back from that, or second start back from that, and he just made it look easy, and it's good to see Austin Conway
You know what?
back.
I'm going to let Liam have Alonso because we can't have another player of the game segment without Nick Solak being mentioned.
Okay.
I'm not sure who you're going to go with.
That's fine.
But not
Yeah,
only
yeah,
for Nick
smart.
Solak
That's
does he
smart.
have big at-bats in this ball game in terms of multi-hit games, it seems like all those at-bats come from the 5th inning on. It seems like he'll have an 0 for 2 to start the game and then just locks in through those last 3 at-bats. So Nick Solak, we have to mention him because he's been probably the MVP of this offense.
Now leads the Braves with 12 RBIs. He's the leadoff hitter. Liam?
Well, I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention hitting coach Joe Lincoln. I mean, the team had double-digit hits tonight, but I'm going to go with a couple pitchers. I mean, Sedlock was great at the front end, but you know what? Doug Norman, great in relief, as well as the mayor, Brian Baker. Just another stellar outing from the big right-hander out of Florida.
Yeah, the jury was excellent tonight. It was case closed from the bullpen. So your picks, I take it, are those guys out of the pen?
Out of the pen.
So we've had Alonso taken. His pick is basically split. I'm going to call yours a split pick.
That's good.
We've seen Troy. Who did you take?
I took Austin Conway.
Austin Conway.
The mailman.
Other members of the jury taken. That leaves me with Cody Sedlock, the right-hander out of Illinois, making his first start of the season for the Braves. A rotation that's losing some ground right now with a couple guys having to go home, but Cody Sedlock gave this team all you can ask for. 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, had just 1 strikeout tonight, but used both the curveball and the slider effectively. Can't say enough about his performance, and had the opportunity to pitch in front of his dad, who's a friend of the show.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he got to talk to us, and he told us what a great job we're doing, because not a lot of people do that. But it
always
was
nice to
great.
get
It was a
feedback.
good confidence booster.
We usually
Thank you,
get
Mr.
heckled.
Sedlock.
Yes, it's usually like Gavin Pittori telling us that we're decent. And not
2
that
T's
good.
in Pretoria.
2 T's in
Two
Pretoria.
We love the feedback, Gavin, but it's nice to hear it from other people as well.
4-1, the Braves win. They hold down second place in the West. They're 3-0 against Hyannis this season, so who knows what's going to happen when we get to the playoffs. Just so many exciting things left for the Braves this season. That'll do it. For Chris, Liam, Troy, myself, Kerry Crowley, signing off from McKeon Park.
Here comes Garcillo. He scores the winning run. The Braves take it 4-3 on a wild pitch.